700 employees have just been laid off and replaced with AI at Klarna. Klarna has just wiped out 10% of its employees. And that's just the beginning. All of these businesses are about to do the same thing because think about it. They don't have to pay healthcare benefits anymore. They don't have to worry about workers' comp insurance. They don't have to worry about all the HR issues that come with having a business and dealing with people. They don't have to worry about people needing lunch breaks. They now have AI that can do it around the clock, and all the money that they're going to make now and save. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, talk about short-sightedness from these corporations and companies. But for those of you wondering, Klarna is a global shopping and payment service. They offer flexible payment options, so it appears that they are very much aligned with the payment plan era that we're currently in. And interestingly enough, these guys, they are not blaming the tariffs. They're not blaming Trump's tariffs. They're blaming AI. But why I said they're short-sighted is because what happens if a lot of companies start replacing their employees with AI? Then who's going to pay for any of their services? You got to think about that, right? They're saving all this money, but then who's going to buy their stuff without a job?
I got laid off today after 10 years at the most amazing company. I didn't think it would happen, but I kind of thought it would happen at some point. I got the email. Your role has been impacted. And today, let me tell you, has been a whirlwind of emotion. And I think that a lot of people, when they get laid off, they're sad, they're angry, it is what it is. To me, this is just another sign that God has always had my back and that there are more blessings coming. And I wasn't even going to post this because there's a lot of haters out there I need to put my evil eye on. But I'm just so thankful. So if I've ever worked with you or this comes across your page and you were my client at one point, thank you. Drop in the comments a memory of working with me. And if you know of anyone that's hiring, holler at your girl. I think I'm going to document this journey. Okay, love y'all.
Wow, yeah. I wonder why this lady worked, right? Because she seems really graceful about her layoff, which is quite admirable. With how well-spoken she is, though, I don't think she's going to have a hard time finding something else. And I really hope she lands on her feet. And I don't make these videos just to be doom and gloom. It's just as a reminder for those of us that are lucky enough to be employed, just to not take it for granted and to remember to always live within your means.
There's a theory in my company where when the Dallas HR director comes to the New York office, it means someone's getting fired. Because the first time that happened while I was here, my boss got fired. The second time she came, they told us that the president of the company left. Okay? Now this would be the third time that she's coming. This isn't HR is at our main office in Dallas. HR never comes to New York. So now it's a guessing game this week of who's getting chopped. We all have our theories, or the people that agree with this theory have their own theories about who's getting cut. But it's definitely a very stressful time. This is not the week to get cut or to have someone get cut. It's the busiest week of my life already. She's coming from Tuesday to Thursday, so I'm going to assume this will be happening perhaps Wednesday, perhaps Thursday. I don't know, but it's very stressful. Even though my boss told me I'm safe, that was 3 weeks ago. Working in fashion with these tariffs is not a fucking game.
I'm praying for you, sister. I'm praying for you. But anyone notice how she's whispering like the yin yang twins? I think she's at work. So if she's worried about layoffs, then do you think it's a smart idea to be filming this video at work? Y'all comment down below what you think about that one, because I think if it were me, I'll be laying low and just doing my work to the best of my abilities. But yeah, this is just yet another reminder. Do not get too comfortable at your current place, because imagine living under such stress and fear of layoffs. Right now, I think it's a must. If you don't have an emergency savings fund for at least 6 months, then I don't know what you're planning, especially if you have a family with kids. You need to absolutely have 6 months set aside just in case, because nobody is safe right now in this economy. I've made a video, literally the title is Nobody is Safe. And it's not to scare us, it's not to be doom and gloom, it's just to remind us that like everybody, nobody is safe. Live within your means. Don't buy unnecessary things. Don't sign up for all these payment arrangements. And really try to cut your costs. Cut your coat according to your size, as the saying goes. And for people wondering, like, why are people getting older? Like, oh, Gen Z, they're aging so much faster, right? Imagine the kind of stress of this kind of unemployment, and you never know when they're gonna when it's gonna be you on the chopping block. That's literally enough to give somebody a heart attack, right?
I just got let go from my job as part of organizational shifts and return to office. As you guys know, I have been a remote employee for the past 5 years, really since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm crying not because I'm sad that I got let go. Obviously, the instability of losing an income always sucks. What sucks most about being let go is somebody taking control out of your hands. I always preach internally and here at home that we have got to be the people in the driving seat of our futures, of our careers. And when a company takes that control out of your hands, it sucks, because all of a sudden the plan that you had, the roadmap that you were on board for, is gone. Now you've got to start over. And this is why you've always got to have a plan B, a plan C, and most importantly, an emergency fund. I am incredibly upset and frustrated. There have been several shifts in the company in this last couple of months that I just knew the writing was on the wall, and I knew my time was coming. But the fact that we have an emergency fund, because ultimately that is what matters at the end of the day, is that we have money to pay our mortgage, to pay for our daycare.
Absolutely.
We have that as a fallback, and I can take time, maybe a week, to just collect my thoughts and put together a strategy for job.
Wow, just the fact that she thinks she can take time, and when she says time, she means 1 week. It just tells you the times that we're in, right? So she can take 1 week. Wow.
Hunting. Always be prepared for the unexpected, because ultimately companies will always put themselves first. And as much as you want to believe that you're part of the family, you like the people you work with, it's a business transaction. It's a business contract, and you've got to handle it as such. But please know that you are more than your job. You are more than what you do. Have a plan, have an emergency fund. Do not spend more than you need to. Live below your means. We are in strange times. That isn't beside me losing the job, just general messaging. Protect yourselves, treat yourself as a business, and always be looking for better opportunities, because companies would do the same, and they are.
Wow, I'm going to end the video on this note because I think she said it out. Really, there's nothing more to really add. As you can see, even though she had the emergency funds, she's still teary-eyed. It's likely because a lot of us, we take pride in what it is that we do for a living. And for a lot of these companies, it's just like a matter of like, we're just a number, right? But for a lot of us, like, these jobs are like our identity. So it's going to take some time to really unlearn what we have learned, where it is that like, it's no longer as it used to be, right? We can no longer be at the same company until we retire and then live happily ever after. So we must unlearn what we have learned to be able to understand, especially in this age of AI. But yeah, my thoughts, my prayers are with every single one of you, including myself, because we're all in this together, as I like to say. Love you all. And until next time, peace.